So it's almost Tu B'Av. Have you begun your preparations yet? Have you gotten your kittel? What about that white dress? And what will you be serving on the Erev Tu B'Av meal? Now, if you're like most people, those questions will elicit a smile and maybe even a chuckle. Sounds more like Yom Kippur. How can you compare just another day in Av to Yom Kippur, the holiest day in the Jewish calendar? And yet, the Mishnah in Masechet Tainit says, Reb Shimon Gamliel Omer, there are no days in the Jewish people, no Yomim Tovim, like Tu B'Av, the 15th of Av, and Yom Kippurim, when the girls would wear their finest white clothing and sing and dance in the field. How is it possible to compare a day of singing and dancing in the field with Yom Kippurim, the day of kapara, of atonement for the entire Jewish nation? In fact, the Gemara in Baba Batra asked that same question. Where is Reb Shimon Gamliel comparing Tu B'Av to Yom Kippur? And the Gemara gives several reasons to explain the uniqueness of Tu B'Av. I would like to look at one of those answers. One of the reasons that we celebrate on Tu B'Av was on that day it was permitted for all of the different Shvatim, tribes of Klal Yisrael, to intermingle and to intermarry. Until that point, each Shevet was supposed to stay to its own. From that Tu B'Av and on, the different Shvatim, the different tribes, could marry and associate one with another. In our daily lives, we often look at others because they speak differently, dress differently, daven differently, or eat differently as unlike us, as unusual, or as different. We fail to realize that each one of us, in our unique way, are an instrument in the orchestra called the Jewish nation. When Tu B'Av came and the permission was granted for each Shevet to marry into another Shevet, the potential of mixing of different kochot, of different energies, of different philosophies within the Jewish nation was now realized. And we could become one. We could become that Am Segula, that treasured nation. But what would it take in order to successfully mingle all of the Shvatim? It means forgiveness. It means understanding that another person's differences can only enhance the Jewish people as one. And thus, and so, is why Tu B'Av is compared to Yom Kippur. Just on Yom Kippur, it is a day of Slicha, a day of Mechila, where we forgive one another for wrongdoings. So too, on Tu B'Av, we forgive another for being different, and we welcome them into that orchestra of the Jewish nation. Tu B'Av Sameach. Have a happy 15th of Av.